In this video, we're going to focus on how we can give a text shadow effect in the canvas. And the text shadow effect is very similar to what we did with the shapes or with the lines. However, these shadow effects can be very useful. So let's start to explore them. So the first thing what we need to do here, of course, is to write again a text. So I'm going to say here ctx.font. I'm going to just define something basic. We're going to say here italic, bolder. Let's make this 50 pixels. And then we say here Arial. That will be fine. And then what I want here is the color. So I say ctx.fill style to make a fully colored item. And I just say here color red. And then next, what I want to do here is to say here the text. So ctx.fill text. And then we're going to draw the text here. And this will be shadow effects, comma, X and Y position. Let's do this 50 by 50. Save this, refresh here, and now we have a basic item here. So this is just a default text. What I want to do is exactly the same, except here I'm going to just duplicate all of this. I'm going to make this a different color, say blue. And then here the fill style will be a stroke style. So this will be just only the border of the font itself. So we say here this stroke text, and then we say this is the border, and then let's make this, we're going to move this down with 100 pixels. So we say here border shadow effects. Alright, save that, refresh. There we are. Oh, let me just remove that message. So now we have this border effect here, which is very nice, and we have here the shadow of with the full colored text. Alright, so what I want to do now, and I guess you can see here we have these two here exactly identical, so we could just remove this. So this would have no value for us at all. It's just more better. Alright, so now what I want to do is start to give it some shadow effects. So to do that, I'm going to say ctx, and I'm going to say ctx.shadow color. Say a shadow color, and the shadow color in this case will be white to make it clear. Next, what I want to do then, because if I save this right now and refresh, you'll see nothing really happens. Why? The shadow is exactly behind the text here. So the next thing what I want to do here is ctx dot, I'm going to say offset x. And I'm going to say here this will be equal to 5 pixels. So if I save this and refresh, and you can see here right now we have the shadow color, and sorry, this should be shadow offset. There we are. So now you can see it start to work, and you have both right now because they're just grabbing the items from each other. Later on we're going to reassign this as well, give it some other color, or at least a different effect. So I'm going to copy this, I'm going to put this in here, and then here of course is the Y coordinates. Save that, refresh, and then we're going slightly diagonal. So then once we did this, what we could do as well finally is, because right now you can see this creates also a nice 3D effect, slightly different than what we did in the previous video. But here this makes it quite hard to read because the borders here is basically, now it looks like this border here is on top of the other. So what we want to do here now is ctx.shadow, then we just blur that. We blur that as 5 pixels, save that, refresh, and there we are. So now we have this, and that one here looks like a very nice neon effect style. So what I want to do is the following. I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to put it down here, and then what I will do here is just a -1, so you can see here the exact opposite. Save that, refresh, and there we are. So now 2 different ways of playing around with shadows and create these nice effects in the canvas.